Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessed. I'm your host, Brooke.
And I'm your today's co-host, Patrick.
And we're here today to talk to you about, tell them, Patrick.
Throne of fucking glass.
Throne of glass. Exactly.
Well, Brooke, you don't always have to be a star.
I know, but you do if you are going to be in the biggest boy band in the world. I gotten so worked up that I had thrown up on myself in my stroller. In my 14-year-old self, I said, those are hot men. And look at them now. They're like babies. That was kind of just like a casual interest, which I guess maybe a little bit more than casual. First of all, though, how was your weekend? I feel like I barely saw you.
My weekend was good.
Good.
My Texas A&M Aggies won on Saturday. That was big,
What?
as you know. My Texas A&M Aggies.
That was one word. That was all one word, babe.
My Texas A&M Aggies.
Your Texas A&M Aggies. Okay.
We were able to attend a couple Halloween parties together on Saturday.
Yeah, Patrick promised me a lot of straight men at one of them.
Yes. I thought there was going to be a lot of straight Jewish men in their early 30s. That was not necessarily the case.
And you know, I'm never one to complain about a room full of gays. I shouldn't say that, should I?
No. Well, where are you headed?
It's just like that. I was looking for some
Right,
straights on
right.
at a mat night.
Megan had latched with the
Oh my God,
married
that
man
was
in the
so
bald
funny.
cap.
Megan and I went to talk to this young man who Megan had latched to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh yeah, here's a seemingly straight man. And then 3 seconds in his conversation, my wife, I just left.
You did.
I literally
You
just walked
started
away.
talking to me
I was like,
more.
it's not worth it.
I'm trying to think. I think that's about it. What did I even do Friday night?
That was Friday, right?
No, that was Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what I did Friday.
Yeah, me neither.
How was your weekend?
It was fine. I spent a lot of time with Johnny, Jonathan, and he is doing some sort of parkour right now.
Yeah.
So forgive us if we get distracted.
He's off that catnip right now.
He's off that
Completely
good
hyper.
right now. I actually read 2 books this weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
What books?
two thrillers.
You're
One,
doing thrillers lately, huh?
It's October. One was called None of This Is True
Okay.
by Lisa Jewell. And it was really good as I was reading it. Couldn't stop turning that page, obviously. Read it in one day, so it was fast paced. And then it was one of those where it's like you can't stop reading and then you finish and you're like, okay.
Like nothing major
Yeah,
happened?
I was like waiting for the other shoe to drop and it
okay.
never dropped. But it was a fun read. And then I lied. I didn't finish 2 books. I'm 90% done.
Okay.
Hidden Pictures, which is about a little boy.
Not to be confused with Hidden Figures.
Not to be confused with Hidden Figures. Hidden Pictures is about a little boy who is possessed by
Okay.
it's not even a bad possession at all. It's just like the young woman wants to enter his body to just draw some pictures.
Enter his body via soul.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
She's drawing
okay.
some the pictures I will not like. The pictures are in the book. Very scary photos.
Okay.
And I'm actually like I got so spooked
demonic.
I couldn't finish.
Okay. On the Kindle?
I couldn't finish reading last night because it was dark.
Yeah.
And the pictures were scaring me.
Had Jonathan.
He was making it worse, actually, between jumping off of the bed and then surprising me by jumping back on.
Right. It's a bit startling.
Yeah.
And if we do
Running.
keep looking off to the left, it's because Jonathan is going ham on his McMansion right now.
And I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I don't want to lock him in a room. 1, because that makes me sad.
Right.
He's heading into the water.
That's animal abuse.
And 2, I don't know what he could get into in this state. Because he is off of that good. So. Sorry.
I've never seen him like this.
I know, me neither.
He's actually taking apart
He's being
the
a kid.
McMansion. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's taking apart his McMansion and the Pepper homes as we speak. And the 6 pennies too. And actually the 6 pennies
He
too.
loves the 6 pennies.
Thank God I got this texture of the Joybird because you can't tell that he's like completely.
Oh, he does
scratched.
like it as well,
He-
but you just can't tell.
Oh my God, he scratches it so much, but like the texture is already scratched kind of. So that's perfect. All right, we just get into today's topic.
I guess so.
Okay. We're doing Throne of Glass today, you guys, which for those of you that don't know, that is Sarah J. Maas's first series. So she started writing these when she was 16, So this was before ACOTAR, but then eventually like the later books, because there's 8 in this series, the later books started coming out at the same time that ACOTAR was coming out. Because like what's crazy to me is that she can work on multiple storylines at once, 2 completely different worlds, Patrick.
Okay, we're not going to have any overlapping.
Well.
Or are
That's
we?
something that we'll get to a little bit later down the line.
Okay.
But she started actually when she was 16 with The Assassin's Blade, which is a collection of novellas. So there's 5 separate stories in here. And she had started by posting these online, and they had gotten a lot of buzz. So then she was like, let's move forward with books. And so then she wrote Throne of Glass. This is the first book. This Assassin's Blade was not published as a book yet. This one came out first. Okay, so there's a lot of controversy about the reading order. Hello, Jonathan.
Glad to see you. Why don't you join us?
Come talk about the reading order. And this is a subject, the reading order, that a lot of people are extremely, extremely passionate about. So the order that things were published in book format.
Is this the
This is exactly what the woman at this is the tandem read and what the woman at Barnes and Noble was going on and on and on about. Queen, absolute queen. Okay. So the order that these books were published were Throne of Glass, okay, Crown of Midnight, The Assassin's Blade came out 3rd.
Okay.
And then Heir of Fire. And so the intention of The Assassin's Blade was to act as a prequel. Okay. But some people say, no, you have to read it first. Okay.
Because she had written it first and it wasn't like.
She had technically written it first. But her intention was she released it 3rd with intention.
Right.
You know? But, there's a lot of talk about it. And there are 3 possible reading orders that people will fight for. Okay. Some people are like, you must read this first. It has all the necessary context. Things will make so much more sense. If you read this first. Like you will be lost if you don't read this first. Now, some people say you have to read it 3rd because that's how SJM intended it.
Right.
And it should serve as a prequel. And some people say you have to read it 4th. This is actually what the woman at Barnes & Noble told me. She said that it's the romantic order and will pack the most emotional gut punch.
Okay. That's not what we're looking for necessarily.
Okay. So I read it 3rd.
Okay.
Because that's what SJM, I think, wanted.
Yeah.
And that's what she says on her website in the FAQ section, to read it 3rd.
Right.
Did I like reading it 3rd, Patrick?
Thinking no.
I didn't like. The book was tough. It's tough to go from the action and then back to just backstory.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay. That was challenging. But also, if I had read this first, don't think I would have continued with the series.
That's true.
But some people love it. I kind of think they might be lying.
So since it's a novella or whatever, is it just like backstory on just all these different characters?
It's 5 different novellas. No, it's all backstory on the main girl, and it's like 5 different adventures that she goes on.
I can't wait to meet her.
While also weaving in the backstory. Some people, like Brittany B and Jen, have not read this at all.
Oh.
That makes no sense to me, even though I'm speaking negatively about it. You have to read it at some point. Because the last book, a lot of it won't make any sense and won't pack the emotional punch.
Yes.
If you don't read this. Because there's something that happens in this that if you read it first, the thing that happens is like, oh my God, I had no idea that was going to happen. It's heartbreaking. But you already know what's going to happen if you read these 2 first.
Okay.
So it's really about what you want there. It's a matter of preference. Either way, it's kind of slow. Okay?
This is like, I genuinely think this whole series as one is more pages than I've read in my life.
And that's fine. I will say, like, the thing with her books is like, they're not like dense. Like you are just flipping those pages at the speed of light. Like there's not very many words on each page. I don't know. They just read so quickly. But yeah, it's a lot of pages. The other thing with the reading order of Throne and Glass is
Tandem Read.
A tandem read. Okay. That would be these 2 right here that come after Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. A lot of people like to read these 2 at the same time, going from a few chapters of one book to a few chapters of another book.
Oh my God.
because they take place during the same time, but on different parts of the world with different characters.
Was that difficult to bounce back and forth, or no? Since it's kind of going on at the same time. and
No,
it's
it was
different
not
characters?
difficult
Okay.
because it was going on at the same time. One is about one character. Tower of Dawn, this orange one, is about one specific character on a journey on the other side of the world, and Empire of Storms is about the rest of everybody else. And so it was easy to do the tandem, but also people do the tandem because they don't like this book.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to read it as a standalone because they're not fans of the character, and they want to intersperse it with more action. And also because Empire of Storms ends on kind of a cliffhanger, and then they would have to get through all of this before they got to pick up on the story that Empire of Storms left us on. So with the tandem, you wouldn't have the cliffhanger. You would just be going back and forth, then go right to the rest of the story.
Okay.
I did the tandem, Patrick.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy the tandem, Brooke?
I don't know. It was a really unique experience to be able to do that. But this was one of my favorite books.
Well, did the Barnes & Noble young woman recommend tandem?
She sure did, Patrick.
Okay.
She was very passionate about the tandem. But I loved this book so much, which is a very hot take. Most people hate it, which is why they do the tandem, to just like intersperse
But I think, well, now there's been so many Sarah J. Maas books.
Yeah.
I can't remember your opinions on each of them.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel the same at the beginning, or before you even read it, that you didn't want to because you didn't like that character, or no? Were you in that boat?
I was dreading it.
Yeah.
I was dreading it. It ended up being my third favorite of the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I wish I had read it as a standalone, but I also love doing the tandem read. So everything has its pros and cons. There's no right or wrong answers about the reading order. Truly, you can't go wrong and you can't go right.
I'm sure you already have, but have you explained your kind of how you do Kindle, hard copy,
It's a great question, Patrick.
bounce back and forth?
I'll be completely honest. If I have a book on my Kindle now, I'm going to read it on my Kindle.
Okay.
I enjoy the reading experience on my Kindle so much more. It's so much more streamlined. I feel like I read faster on the Kindle.
And you love the percentage.
And I love the percentage. But the thing with, I obviously need these in hardcover.
Right.
Like these books are,
On display
they're a
in the living
collection
room.
on display for me. With the tandem, I did read the hardcovers. I read
okay.
both of these. The paperbacks, mostly not on Kindle, because it was just easier to go back and forth this way. Although it really wasn't too hard on the Kindle because I did that too, but mostly did the paperbacks. There's also a PDF you can download of somebody that did the tandem read, like went from chapter to chapter, and it's like a billion pages of both of them put together. Okay. So in summary, I would recommend doing it the way that Sarah J. Maas says, I think, and doing Assassin's Blade 3rd, and I would read each of these on their own. I think, even though it is fun to do a tandem read, I think that she intended them both as standalones for a reason, and they both stand on their own. And I think that Tower of Dawn, which is the book that people are dreading, is fantastic.
Hot take
Hot take alert.
Hot take.
Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Okay. We're going to get into the summary of Throne of Glass and then Crown of Midnight, the first two books. And I think this will be a challenging episode because they're both kind of like backstory.
Okay.
And the real story doesn't start until the last sentence of Crown of Midnight, in my opinion.
Perfect. My kind of book.
Which is actually perfect.
Yes.
And so a lot of people really struggle with the beginning of the series because it really is just like building up the world, a lot of backstory. I liked it. I liked the beat,
yes,
Patrick.
Yes.
But it was more of like Hunger Games-y type of like trials type of story than what I was looking for with ACOTAR in terms of like love, fairies, etc. We don't get into the fairies of it all until the end of this book. Yes.
Have you told the story of, which I don't even know if I've heard the story other than that you spotted?
Oh, I saw High Fae the other day. I saw a High Lord walking down the street.
And when she texted it to me and Megan, was not a joke.
No, and I was getting
nothing
pissed
was
off.
funny about it.
And Megan was like, "Oh, who else do you think would be High Fae? Like, is Troye Sivan High Fae?" No, Megan, I'm telling you, I saw a young man who was from a different realm. I'm not saying he was just handsome. I'm saying that he literally had pointed ears. He looked like, you can't explain. You don't know what High Fae is until you're immersed in the world. He was exquisite. He was High Fae, Patrick.
What are you not kidding?
I don't know what else to say. I literally saw this man, and he was almost like there was an aura. There was a glow. He had the ears. He was tall. He was built. I was like, oh, okay, that is what a High Lord looks like. And so I was texting Megan and Patrick, and I was like, I just saw someone slipped through the cracks of this realm, entered this world, and they were like, oh, he was hot. And I was like, you're not getting it.
Being dead fucking serious right now.
I feel bad. I like snapped at Megan.
No, Megan.
I was like, no, Megan, I'm not fucking joking right now. Like,
it's all a fucking game to you guys.
Like, come on.
It's real fucking life.
This is real life we're talking about. But that was interesting. That was definitely interesting.
Sorry, I got sidetracked
no,
there, but
Patrick,
that was
that's
important.
a good point. In these two books, there are no fairies.
So I kind of need to toss out what I know of ACOTAR.
Toss out everything you know about ACOTAR. We are heading into a completely different world right now. Let's get started, okay?
Okay.
Let's get started with Throne of Glass. We open up in the salt mines.
Of course we do. As we always do.
We open up in the salt mines. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time I'm saying every single word. Remember what happened with Prithian?
Right. Because as you read it, you're kind of saying
you're just kind of going
your own way.
You know, you're saying it your own way. The salt mine, I think it's called interesting. Endovier. Endovier, maybe if you're French. Let's call it. I read it as Endovier because I took French.
Right.
Because the ER.
Fluent.
It's probably Endovier, maybe. Let's just call them the salt mines.
Okay.
We open up in the salt mines to an 8-year-old Celaena Sardathian, our protagonist. Okay. So say Celaena Sardathian 16 times fast for me.
Celaena Sardathian in the salt mines.
So Celaena is a prisoner in the mines. We don't know too much about her except for that she has killed a lot of people. Okay, she was an assassin.
Okay.
Who seemed to be extremely skilled because the guards are almost scared of her.
Okay.
They have her on a tighter watch than a lot of people.
She's a total
higher
badass.
Lockdown. Total badass. Very skilled assassin.
Okay.
One morning, she is dragged out of her cell by a man who is the captain of the guard in Adarlan. Adarlan is a kingdom in our world of Aurelia. Okay, there are a lot of different kingdoms.
Is the salt mine a kingdom, or is it just a
salt
location?
mine? I think is maybe on the border of Adarlan.
Okay,
somewhere else. Okay. Very far though from the capital, if we're told. Okay,
kind of south of the border.
Captain of the guard, spelled Chaol. How would you say that for me?
I'm gonna think that's just the kingdom's version of coal.
So I was calling him Chaol the whole time. It's actually Chaol.
Chaol.
I'm going to continue to call him Chaol.
Let me say something and make it very clear.
I know it's Chaol. We're doing Chaol for this episode. Okay. So Chaol is the kingdom of the guard in Adarlan. He works for the king, who is completely corrupt, Patrick.
Oh, God.
Okay? He is evil. He has basically taken over every single kingdom. He doesn't just rule his own kingdom of Adarlan anymore. He has wiped out every other kingdom. He has wiped away magic. Magic used to exist among the lands. It no longer exists. There used to be fairies and High Fae. They have either been killed or banished. The king says absolutely no magic whatsoever.
But I'm sure he's using his own magic.
He's basically living in that's a good point, Patrick. We'll see.
Okay.
Basically a complete dictator. Chaol works for him.
Okay.
Chaol takes Celaena out of her cell and says, come with me. Okay.
I'm kind of thinking maybe we got a little duo coming.
Well, Patrick, at first we are setting up the enemies right away. He is clearly big, mean, very unfriendly.
Very clear. This is
very
antagonist.
Clear, a very unfriendly guy. wants nothing to do with Celaena, like treating her like trash, throws her on the floor of this room that he takes her to, and she is in front of now the crown prince of Aderlin, the king's son, Dorian Havillard. Now, right off the bat, smoke show.
Dorian, I feel like I've heard.
Dorian is,
you mentioned.
Dorian would be probably my second to Rhys in terms of the SJM men. Celaena's thrown in front of Dorian, the king's son, the crown prince of Aderlin. And Dorian says to Celaena, I will grant you freedom if you do one thing for me. I want you to compete in this competition that my dad is having.
Here's that Hunger Games angle.
Yes, this was kind of it giving Hunger Games, this book. My dad's basically having this competition where all of his like court is picking someone to fight to be his champion. So the king is basically looking for someone to do all of his dirty work. Okay, basically like killing people for him, like getting rid of people, blackmailing, etc.
And Celaena's used to that.
And she's used to that. And that's why Dorian is picking her, because she's this famous assassin. She's known as Aderlin's assassin. Okay. And he wants her to compete on behalf of him to be his father's champion. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he says, but I don't want you, like, no one can know who you are, because I don't want everyone knowing that Aderlin's assassin was like an 18-year-old girl. Like that's not good for anyone. Okay. So you're going to compete under the name Lillian. Okay. Obviously goes without saying. Okay. And so Celaena's like, well, obviously, like, I'm not interested in like teaming up with these people. Like, they're my enemy. Like, I hate what the king has done. I'm not interested in being on this side of history. That being said, I would like to get out of here. Okay. So she agreed. Sorry, Johnny's on being a menace. Okay. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Blueland. The holidays are upon us. Food, friends, family, and cleaning. There's always a lot going on during the holiday season, and sometimes that involves being a bit messy. And typically, more mess means more waste, but not with Blueland. Blueland is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet. The idea is simple. Grab one of the beautiful Forever bottles, fill it with warm water, drop in the tablet, and get cleaning. Refills start at $2.25, and you don't have to buy a new plastic bottle every time you run out. You can even set up a subscription or buy in bulk so you never run out of the products you use the most. From cleaning sprays to hand soap to toilet cleaner and laundry tablets, all Blueland products are made with ingredients you can feel good about. For a limited time, Blueland's hand soap is getting a festive upgrade with a beautiful chocolate box-inspired gift set with cozy scents like toasted vanilla, wintry pine, and sweet chestnut. It's the perfect gift for your loved one or yourself to reduce waste. My favorite product has been the hand soap because you can order a variety pack of scents that come with it. I'm currently using the lavender eucalyptus, but can't wait to try the Pacific Mist scent next. Using Blueland products is so easy. For example, with the hand soap, all you do is fill up a bottle with warm water and pop in a tablet, and you're ready to go in minutes. No more running out to the store and buying more plastic when you finish an item. Just refill it with a new tablet. There's also something about having all your cleaning supplies match that makes you feel luxurious. Blueland has a special offer for listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/OWB. You won't want to miss this. Blueland.com/OWB for 15% off. That's blueland.com/OWB to get 15% off. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Tushy. The holidays are right around the corner, and gift giving is one of my favorite things about this time of year. I know it can be hard for so many of us to find the perfect gift, but I found something that's unique, practical, and even a little luxurious that everyone can get used to. I'm talking about the Tushy bidet. Ever since I started using my Tushy bidet, which to mention is ridiculously easy to set up, my bathroom experience has never been better. I feel cleaner, waste less toilet paper, and my bathroom experience has been taken to the next level. Also, all my friends are obsessed with using the Tushy when they come over to mine, so I know it's a great gift for anyone. Right, Patrick?
Right.
If you've been waiting to upgrade your bathroom or grab the perfect gift for anyone on your list, now's the time. Visit HelloTushy.com to see this week's savings on bidets, bundles, and instant bathroom upgrades. The Tushy bidet easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing or electricity. People who have made the switch to Tushy use up to 80% less toilet paper, and every Hello Tushy bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and 12-month warranty. Give the gift of practical luxury that benefits everyone in your household. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code OWB at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with promo code OWB. And don't forget to give us a shout out while you're there to let them know that we sent you. Go to hellotushy.com for the best gift this holiday season. So she agrees, and she goes back to Rifthold, the capital of Aderlin, with Dorian and Chaol.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a big reader.
Yep.
Do you feel like Sarah J. Maas puts in an unreasonable amount of characters?
No.
Okay.
I would think that if there were some that were just there for the sake of being there.
I mean, I guess with 8 books in this series, there's a lot of
they're all
ground to
so
cover.
developed. And what's crazy is like in the first few books, like in these 2 books, we don't meet most of the characters that like become the series later on. Like we don't know.
I was just thinking
so
like
many key pieces in these 2
Celaena
books.
now becoming Lillian, that would throw me off.
Oh, you mean like the name changes and stuff?
Well, that plus just like I always feel like there's so many characters.
There are so many characters, but I mean she's so good at like making them people that like you don't forget who they are.
Right.
Okay. So Celaena is in the castle training with Chaol
Oh, okay.
right now, kind of getting her strength back. She was completely malnourished, sickly from her. She was there for a year in the salt mines.
Yeah.
Most people, I think she's the only one that's ever made it that long.
Okay. Damn.
Yep. She woke up every morning and said, "My name is Celaena Sardothian. I will not be afraid."
I love
and
that.
She made it.
I love
she made
that.
it
I
a
need
year.
to start doing that.
Yeah. My name is Patrick Johnson, and I am not afraid.
Not afraid.
She made it a year in there. She's getting back her strength with Chaol. They are kind of bonding, but he has his guard up. Like he's not really willing to show us like any soft side of him.
Yeah.
But there's a nugget there between the 2.
Okay.
Also, at this time, she's got a very flirty relationship going on with Dorian too.
Little
Okay.
nugget there as well.
Yep. So she starts competing in these trials. She's not too worried, except for there's a young man named Cain who is raising some alarm bells. He has this black ring on that she noticed the king also has, and the king's right-hand man, Duke Barrington, also has. And like it seems like there's this sinister energy around these people that are wearing this black ring. Like
kind of
she
like a
thinks it represents
crew.
like some like the king's crew. Like there's like a black they have black eyes. Like something is like off about these like cronies. Okay. And Cain is getting stronger and stronger, which Celaena is noticing at this time. Now, as the trials go on, before each trial, there is one of the contestants keeps winding up dead. Before each trial. Before each trial, brutally murdered. Okay? Brutally murdered in a way that seems not human. Seems like a creature.
And it's not like the loser of the trial.
No, it's like a rando that has just showed up dead, murdered. And everyone's like, oh, like the people in the castle are kind of trying to hide it, but Celaena is like, what the hell is going on? Something fishy is going on. And so she takes the investigation into her own hands.
Of course she does.
Now, it goes without saying there's a tapestry in her room that leads to a portal. Okay? Leads to tunnels.
Obviously.
She goes into the tunnels behind the tapestry and finds that it's an entrance to like an underground system of tombs. Okay? There is a tomb of the first king and queen of Aderlin down there, Celaena and Gavin. And I love that it's like Chaol, Celaena, Gavin. Okay? Now the spirit of Celaena comes to life down there and starts talking to Celaena.
Spirit of Celaena talking to
Celaena, which is perfect. Not confusing at all. And she says, hey, have you seen that clock tower? You know, the one made of black stone? There's something evil going on there. It's serving as a portal to another world. Okay, something has come in through that clock tower, through that portal. And I need you to get to the bottom of it. Because there cannot be any more creatures that come into the world, Celaena. We do not want that portal opening. We need that portal closed, and you are the only one.
Oh, God.
That can help us right now.
Okay.
And Celaena's like, what? Why me? Like, what is going on? And during all this, Dorian has been doing late night visits to Celaena. They've been reading. Dorian is an avid reader. The thing is, like, yes, he is a playboy, but he is the greatest guy in the fucking world.
Okay.
Like, he loves to read. He's hysterical. He's got a great sense of humor compared to Chaol, who's such a doorknob.
Right.
Like, I feel like they were wanting us to be like, oh no, he's got like a soft interior, but then exterior, he really was so boring in this book.
And Dorian, at this point, are Dorian and Celaena doing romantic time, or is it just kind of like they're clearly bonding and
and Dorian is clearly interested, and Celaena's clearly getting giddy. Okay. But also, at this point, Chaol is like a little bit, I always thought he was gay for Dorian because he is like, whatever, my prince deserves the world. Like, he lives to serve his prince.
Okay.
And the king the king too. But like, he is addicted to Dorian. And it's becoming clear that even though he's addicted to Dorian, he also obviously like has something for Celaena. Everyone's in love with Celaena, of course. But because he's so addicted to Dorian, he like doesn't act on anything with Celaena. Okay? And one night Celaena sneaks into the royal ball and she asks Chaol to dance. And he says no, even though he really wants to. He says no because he couldn't do that to Dorian. And so she ends up dancing the night away with Dorian, and then they kiss. Okay, so now Celaena and Dorian are smooching. Okay. Now, during her time at the castle while all these trials are going on, Celaena meets two other young women. One of them is Nehemia. Okay, she meets Nehemia, who is a princess from another kingdom. I mean, there's no way I'm pronouncing this one. I call it Eloy. E-L-L. It's like E-L-L-W-Y-E or something like that. Eloy. Okay, she's the princess of that kingdom, and that is the only kingdom that is still kind of like fighting against the king's oppression. Okay. And she has come to the castle to just like kind of make connections, she says, and
network.
Kind of like network and all of that good stuff.
So kind of Nehemia's kingdom is like the last hope kingdom wise.
The last one kind of hanging on.
Okay.
Patrick. And her and Celaena become fast friends. And Celaena asks her, hey, what are these strange marks that I've been seeing all around the castle? Just like these weird engravings. She's seen them in the tomb. She's seen them on the ground. And Nehemia is like, oh, those are called word marks. Okay. It's an old language. I can teach it to you if you teach me like the main language of Aderlin. And so they quickly become fast friends, teaching each other their languages. Okay. Because Nehemia's got some sort of like mystical spiritual thing going on and like is very in tune with these word marks. Okay.
And are people like using their powers in secret?
They can't. They couldn't even if they wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
Something happened. No one knows what. Something happened one day and all the power just vanished. There's also a young woman named Caltaine. Okay.
Already obsessed with Caltaine.
Caltaine is kind of like seeing Duke Parrington, who was like disgusting and like beady black eyes and like one of those wearing the black ring and like gross, but she wants Dorian so bad.
So she's doing a route to get to him.
Dorian so bad. She's taking a different kind of route to get there. And she knows that Dorian wants Celaena. And so she hates Celaena. Okay. And she makes it her mission to make that not happen. Okay. Now, as Celaena develops this friendship with Nehemia, and this close connection with Dorian and also Chaol, we learn a little bit more about her. We learn that her parents were murdered when she was 8 and that she was found by a river and taken in by a man named Arabin, who trained her to be the most powerful assassin in the land.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We also learned that she had a lover and named Sam.
Okay.
And he was murdered. And that's the big thing that happens in Assassin's Blade, where if you read these two first, you know right off the bat that Sam was murdered. Whereas in Assassin's Blade, it's really about Celaena and Sam, and the end is him being murdered. And it's like, oh shit, if you just read that first. But I went into Assassin's Blade knowing that Sam would die.
Was that one of the big spoilers you had?
So I thought that Throne of Glass was ruined for me because I saw on TikTok that Sam was dead, and I was like, well, fuck, like one of the main characters is dead, and I know that. But that was revealed to me in like the first few pages of Throne of Glass. But if I had read Assassin's Blade first, it would have been a spoiler.
Okay.
So one night Celaena's in the tombs, just mussing around in there, and she sees Cain, who was that guy that she was scared of, that was like growing and had the ring on. He's Duke Parrington.
He had the
tribute is not the right word, but tribute for all.
He also had the ring.
He also has the ring, and he is using the word marks. He's carving them on the floor, and
we found the artist.
He has opened a portal. Yes, that's so true, Patrick. I forgot to say, by the murders, there were word marks. By the bodies. So we see Cain carving those word marks into the ground, and he's opening a portal down by the tombs.
So clearly Cain is that using power?
So what we learn is that the word marks are such an ancient type of magic that they exist beyond what the magic that was outlawed is. Okay. So you can still use the power of word marks, and people have been using that as a workaround.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Cain summons this creature. And it bites her, but Nehemia saves her with magic. And then we now know that Nehemia is...
Celaena was hiding from Cain, right? Cain did not know she was there?
Right, but eventually he detected her. The creature bit her. And then Nehemia saved her with word magic, which we're like, oh, Nehemia can do magic now.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with Nehemia.
Okay.
Celaena makes it to the last trial. She's up against Cain. But in the last fight, Celaena had spiked her drink. Of course, goes without saying. Celaena spiked her drink.
That bitch is crazy.
But Duke Parrington actually told her to do that.
Okay.
But she did it. She was happy to do it.
Right.
She was happy to do it.
But Celaena's not doing the black ring, is she?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet, Patrick. But so Celaena starts to pass the fuck out. Okay. And in her unconscious state, and Cain is beating on her. Nehemia summons Celaena using her word.
Right.
What are they called? Word marks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Celaena gets rid of the poison in Celaena's system, of course.
Okay.
And then she has
Celaena coming in human form?
Spirit.
Okay.
Only Celaena can see her right now.
Okay.
Because of the poison or something like that. That's the thing about fantasy. You just kind of you say something, it just is. Yep. It's automatically truth. She ends up defeating Cain, becomes the king's champion. And
that was the final trial?
Yeah, she becomes the king's champion. It's declared. And when she turns her back, Cain goes to stab her, but Chaol kills Cain, which is kind of big because Chaol has never made a kill before. And that's really this battle's the first time we see Chaol defending Celaena and fighting for her. Okay?
Chaol, I feel like Chaol's going to use that against her, or not use it against her, but kind of use it in a romantic way of I saved your life.
So Chaol tells Celaena that he's always going to be hunted by making that kill, but he doesn't regret it.
Right.
He doesn't regret it one bit. And they hug, which is a big deal for Chaol, who has not let down one ounce of his armor.
Chaol's not ready for a kiss yet.
No. And then Dorian sees this and realizes, oh shit, my best friend has feelings for her too.
Mm-hmm.
And Dorian's such a good guy that he's just oh, damn. He's not upset with Chaol at all.
Right.
He's just damn. And then Celaena says, I can't be with you anymore to Dorian because I'm working for your father. And it's not right.
Messy.
And he's let's just keep hooking up. And
hell yeah.
And I'm yeah, God, yeah. And she's no, I can't. You're going to have to settle us for us being friends. And Dorian is okay, if that's the way I get you in my life, then that's fine. Because he really has feelings for her. And then Chaol is panicked that Dorian thinks it's because of him. And he's freaking the fuck out because he's so addicted to Dorian. Whatever. So the end of the book is Celaena signing her contract with the king, who was so fucking scary. He has those beady black eyes and just and then he says, if you do anything shady, I will kill everyone that matters to you, and I'll kill Nehemia, and I'll kill her family, and I'll kill Chaol and everyone.
He says that too, Celaena.
Yeah. So that's how that book ends.
Okay.
Moral of the story, basically, is that the king is completely sinister.
Right.
Duke Parrington is sinister. Something sinister is going on in the castle. There's magic going on when we thought there couldn't be, that we don't understand with the word marks.
And the only one that did it was Nehemia.
And she used her powers for good, of course.
Right.
And there's a love triangle happening. And of course,
but
Celaena,
she was the only one that used powers in the book.
Cain was doing that shit with the word marks too.
Right.
But the only one we've seen,
later learned, using the word marks was Cain and Nehemia.
Okay. Yeah. The only one we've seen using the word marks was Cain and Nehemia.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now we move on to Crown of Midnight. This is mostly everyone's least favorite book, which I don't understand. I thought it was just as fine as Throne of Glass. But it opens up with Celaena kind of like dropping a head of someone that she just assassinated on behalf of the king. Dropping a head at the foot of the throne, and she's like, here you go, like another one that I killed. Which the reader is kind of like, oh damn, like I didn't realize Celaena was actually going to be doing his dirty work, because she's like very anti everything that the king stands for.
Because was she doing any killing in Throne of Glass, or you just like heard before that she was an assassin?
Before we knew that she was an assassin.
Okay.
But we really it was interesting to see her go from like a person who was so against the king to killing on behalf of the king.
Right.
Like I didn't think that was where it was going. Turns out that she was just like finding people that were already dead, cutting off their heads, like making them look like the people that the king wanted her to kill, and then helping the real targets of the king like get out of town.
Oh,
so she's kind of got this like underground railroad thing going on.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Now the king gives Celaena another name. He says, I need you to kill Archer Finn. And she's like, oh,
it's a cute name.
Crap. Like he was a buddy of mine from my assassination days. Like, this sucks, but like, let me go warn him. So she connects with Archer.
Is she not terrified? Sorry.
No worries.
Is she not terrified that the king's going to find out that these people are still alive? Okay.
She's pretty reckless. She connects with Archer, who has formed a rebel group of people that are wanting to rebel against the king. And he tells Celaena all about the rebel group. And what they're trying to do is track down the lost queen of Terrason. Don't know how to say that, okay? Which is actually where Celaena is from. And she says, babe, like, she's dead. You're not going to find her.
She's been lost.
She's long dead. Like, you're not going to find her. Stop trying. And Archer's like, no, like there is rumors that she is still alive. And Celaena's like, you're wasting your time. Okay. It turns out that Nehemia is also part of a rebel movement. Okay. Which we, of course, saw that coming. And she's persuading Celaena to join. But Celaena is very hesitant. Okay. She's like, it's not going to do anything, you guys. Like, this is all just like futile. Celaena and Chaol have been growing closer, Patrick, but Chaol is still like back and forth about like being disloyal to Dorian, like being a puss.
Right. But Celaena's kind of like leading
you can
her
tell
own
Celaena is
rebel group.
She's just like a one-woman show always. Okay. Like she's always going rogue, like doing her own thing. Like if she would just like let people help her and like be in a group, she would have been sometimes better off.
Right.
But usually she was just going off on her own. Okay. So one night Celaena plans a dinner for Chaol's birthday, and they kiss and they're in love and they're very, very happy together, and they're like fucking left and right. Like she loses her virginity to him. They're like addicted to each other.
But as far as like the books go, it's not, these ones aren't really that smutty. They just like
not very smutty. It was kind of just like they kissed and then it happened.
Yeah.
And it's also like very clear that like she was never like this with Dorian. Like Dorian made her giddy and blush, but like she's in love with Chaol.
Okay. So they convinced you as well. Like
yeah, I was kind of like, all right, he's hot.
Right.
Like, and
let's see what's going on with Chaol.
Let's see what's happening there. But he's still taking his job very, very seriously. His best quality and his fatal flaw is his blind loyalty, and he is still just like completely loyal to the king. He takes like his life as being captain of the guard. And he learns that there has been an anonymous threat on Nehemia's life. Someone is planning to assassinate Nehemia.
Okay.
They let everyone know anonymously. So he puts a few extra guards in front of a room, and he thinks, I'm not going to tell Celaena this. Like, she doesn't need to know this. And I don't need to tell Nehemia. Like, it's all good. I put some extra guards in front of Nehemia's door. She'll be fine. Okay?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Unfortunately, Chaol is kidnapped. Okay. And question?
Is Dorian in the picture at all right now?
He's kind of just like on his...
Because when Dorian
not sulking, but like he's kind of just been like on his own.
Because when Dorian and Celaena had that whatever conversation, like it's not like they're not doing like no contact. Like he's still around.
No, he's still around. They're just like, it's awkward. Dorian's going through his own shit. Like he started to like notice that something is going on with his body, like almost like a magical puberty.
Okay.
Like things are getting very cold around him. Like something's going on with him.
Okay.
Like he's on his own journey of just like misery. And you feel for him. He's such a doll. Seriously, I'm addicted to Dorian. So Celaena goes to find Chaol because he's been kidnapped, and she finds him at like an abandoned warehouse, of course. And it was actually Archer that had kidnapped him, the leader of that rebel group that Celaena was
Archer
connecting
Flint.
with. Yep, exactly, Archer Flint.
Sorry.
And he's telling Celaena that he kidnapped Chaol because he believed it was Chaol that was going to kill Nehemia.
He kidnapped Chaol because he believed it was Chaol that was
And he was trying to like keep Nehemia safe by kidnapping who he thought was going to kill her. And he thought Chaol was going to question Nehemia about their rebel group.
Doing like an inside job kind of thing.
He thought that like he basically thought he's like Chaol is your enemy, Celaena.
Right.
Like he knew about the threat to Nehemia, and he didn't tell you, like he didn't tell Nehemia. Like this man works for the king, and like sure maybe he wasn't gonna kill her, like maybe I got that wrong, but like this is your enemy. Archer's wanting Celaena to know that.
Okay. I love that.
So Celaena frees Chaol, but then sprints back to the castle because she's worried about Nehemia. Walks into Nehemia's room. She has been completely brutally slaughtered. Okay. Completely murdered. Nehemia completely fucking murdered, Patrick.
I thought we had a long-lasting character on our hands.
Murdered in book 2. She turns to Chaol, tries to attack, like goes insane, tries to kill him. He like to the final book has scars like down his face. Like she wrecked him, and the only reason she didn't kill him is because Dorian was there and he exploded with his powers that no one knew he had, including himself, really, and just ice flew out of him and he froze the situation.
Okay. So Elsa.
Literally so Arendelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really is.
So Chaol throws her in the dungeon. He's like, you're literally being like, you can't like keep actively trying to kill me. Like I don't have a choice,
right?
But to lock you up. She hates him, Patrick. Like she went from being so in love with him to like, wait, you are my enemy.
We don't know how Nehemia died.
Exactly. We don't know what happened.
She was murdered.
She was murdered. We knew there was a threat to her life. This part always kind of confused me too. Like, why did exactly Archer kidnap Chaol? I guess he thought he was going to kill her. I don't really know.
And
but
where were the guards that he set up?
Oh, murdered.
Okay.
Yeah. So Celaena's like number one mission becomes finding out who killed Nehemia. Okay. She tracks down an assassin that she competed with in the first book because she recognized Nehemia's like the way that she was murdered to look a lot like the way that this guy murdered people. Kills him. Okay. Brutally. Like Celaena kills him brutally, and she's like, okay, I got it. Like I got the person that killed Nehemia. Celaena makes friends with a doorknob named Mort.
Okay.
Under in the tombs, talking doorknob. And this
a literal doorknob.
Literal doorknob.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like a door knocker handle. His name is Mort. He's been down in the tombs forever. And he helps her. Yeah, he helps her find this riddle that she does not understand.
Riddle.
Yeah, she finds this riddle that's gonna like help her, like apparently like save the world or whatever. And she's like, "What the hell does this mean?" So obviously she has to go to Baba Yellowlegs.
Baba
Obviously
Yellowlegs.
she has to go to Baba Yellowlegs.
What form is Baba Yellowlegs?
A witch. Great question. A witch. Yeah, a yellow of the Yellowlegs clan.
Okay.
So there's some sort of like carnival circus happening at the castle, and Baba Yellowlegs has a tent. And Celaena's like, well, witches have been around for a really long time. Let me go ask her about this riddle. Okay.
I would love also just like any more quick info you have on Baba Yellowlegs.
We don't know much about Baba Yellowlegs. She's just showed up to the carnival. Celaena believes that she has a lot of info. She's described as being a crone, looking like a crone. She's the matron of the Yellowlegs witch clan.
Okay.
Okay. That's what we know. She's kind of the head of that clan.
Completely got it. Easy. Because you know, I'm trying to find my bone carver and weaver.
Yeah, I think you'd like Baba's about to head on out though.
Damn.
Okay. But she goes to Baba and hold on, sorry, I lost my place. Okay. Baba tells her this story of years and years and years and years ago. There were these demons called the Valg that opened the portal to their world, came in and they had these 3 keys, which allowed them to manipulate the portal and come in and out as they pleased and let things in and out as they pleased.
Okay.
And so eventually they were exiled and sent back to their realm, but the keys were never destroyed.
Okay.
So the keys are at large. The riddle was about the location of the keys because whoever has these word keys could literally control the world.
Okay.
And so Celaena says, that's what is going on with the king. I know the king has a key.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has 2 keys. My job is to find the 3rd one so he cannot. So they are not. So he can't control the world.
And she got the intel from Mort.
She's getting intel from Mort. She's getting intel from Baba. She's putting pieces together.
Okay.
All she knows is that she cannot let the king get that last word key. And then Baba Yellowlegs tries to kill her. I don't remember why. They fight. Celaena kills Baba, which is a big deal to be a witch killer.
Okay.
But yeah, she's a witch killer.
Don't give a shit.
She heads back to Mort. Celaena heads back to Mort and it's like, I cracked it. Like, I think it's about these keys. And Mort is like, well, you are right. The king did come down here years and years and years ago and take the first word key, which was in King Gavin's tiara.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Goes without saying. And she's like, well, shit. Like, I think he has 2. Like, also, Mort, why didn't you just say so? So she thinks that Nehemia was killed because she probably knew where the 3rd key was. And so she opens up a portal via word marks. Yes, Patrick.
If Gavin had the key in him, can she communicate with Elena and Gavin via spirit?
She's just doing Elena.
Okay. Why didn't she ask Elena?
Elena is like, no one would give her the answers. Like, it was so frustrating. Everyone was just like
little clues,
super vague, needing her to figure it out on her own, like clues left here and there. She thinks Nehemia knows about the 3rd key. She opens up a portal to talk to Nehemia about it. Nehemia comes and she's like, babe, like, it was my time to die. Like, I had to die to set things in motion. Like, this is the path you need to be on right now. And you only would have been on this path if my death set you in motion, which I knew it would. So she's basically like, I killed myself sacrificed myself for the greater good for you to kind of get going. And she's like, also never do this again. Like, it's super dangerous to open up a portal. Like, you're such an idiot. Like, literally so fucking
and
dumb.
assuming does not say where the key is or
doesn't
anything.
say where the key is. But a creature does slip out of the portal. Obviously, it goes without saying. But I think I got a little bit ahead of myself there. No, I didn't. The creature slips out of the portal. Nope. I got ahead of myself. Okay. Nehemia disappears via portal. Archer shows up.
Okay.
Archer is somehow in the tombs. Okay.
And at this point, we don't know if Archer's good, bad.
He's leading the rebel group.
Exactly.
Yeah, we think he's just leading the rebel group. He was a friend to Nehemia.
Oh, okay. Well, he's leading rebel group, so he's at least like fighting the king.
Anti-king.
Okay.
And he explains to Celaena that Nehemia left his group a week before she died because Nehemia didn't agree with the way Archer wanted to go about things. Archer kind of wanted to make himself the face of the rebel movement.
Okay.
And Nehemia was like, no, like, we don't need another person with too much power. Like, we're fighting together. And he wanted to make himself kind of like the face of it.
Right.
Nehemia left. And it was actually Archer that ordered that hit on Nehemia because he knew that it would drive a wedge between Chaol and Celaena, and he wanted Celaena to come to their side and see who her real enemies were. Okay. So Archer hired that assassin to kill Nehemia. Celaena.
But was Nehemia in on that plan, or she was
like just ready to die? Like, she would have done it. She would have done it regardless, and she might have known. No one really knows. I think she probably just let that happen.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Creature comes out of the portal. Obviously, Celaena murders Archer brutally.
Yeah.
Chaol and Dorian. Chaol, yep. Chaol, obviously. Goes without saying.
Or Chaol, whatever you want.
Chalice shows up with Dorian right as the creature comes out of a portal, and Celaena's dog, Fleetfoot, really cute little dog, jumps into the portal to like chase the creature, and then Chaol jumps in after the dog to try to save the dog, to be like, hey, I still love you, Celaena, like, I'm gonna save your dog. And then Celaena jumps in after them, and because they're in another realm right now through this portal where magic can exist, Celaena reverts back to her form of being Fae. So Celaena has actually been a Fae. There's been Fae this whole time, but we didn't know because that form can't exist.
Okay.
In the world.
Fae.
So she's yes.
Fae. Okay.
Exactly. Got those ears. She like powers and she kills the creature because she can now that she's Fae in this portal.
Okay.
Chaol, who remember is still loyal to the king, is like, God damn, like really? Like you're doing Fae right now? Like the girl I love. And like a place where they're not allowed to exist. So Chaol doesn't, and Dorian's down there like using his powers, like being so hot, like
of course fighting. Mm-hmm.
Chaol doesn't think it's safe for Celaena to stay in Aderlin because now he knows that she's Fae. So he convinces the king to send her across seas to a different realm where fairies are allowed to exist, and he convinces the king under the guise of like she can kill like the royal family across the seas so that you can take over across there too. But really he just like is like, oh, I want Celaena away to be safe.
Chaol he's like is sketching me out.
Yeah, he's just like a pussy.
Yeah, fuck Chaol.
So Chaol is saying goodbye to Celaena at the docks, and they reconcile. It's kind of not really clear where their relationship stands, but like they still have feelings for each other. Celaena tells Chaol everything about the word keys. She trusts him. She tells him everything about the king's larger plan, and she tells him a date with no context.
Okay.
And he's like, well, what the fuck is that date? And so he goes to her room and starts like snooping around her books, and like he finds the date in her books. And she had like been reading a lot of books about like lineages of royal families from like where she's from Terrason, which is where that lost queen was from. Do you remember?
Right.
That's where she's from too. That people are like, oh, she's here and she's the only one that can save us. Chaol figures out that the date that Celaena gave her is the date that Aelin Galathinius, who's the lost queen, was murdered with her parents. But it says that her body was never found. And then that she's also part Ash River. And he reads the poem about Ash River eyes, about having these blue eyes, like whatever. And he's like, Celaena has those eyes. Starts putting the pieces together. We got a
princess on our hands.
Putting the pieces together. Celaena Sardathian is Aelin Galathinius, the lost princess.
She is her.
She is her.
Oh, I thought she was gonna be the daughter.
No. She is her. She is the queen. She is the lost queen.
Whoa. And she's 18?
18 years young. Lost queen. Literally now the saving the world rests on her shoulders. Now the story begins. And now I have to go back to Sathin's Blade, and I was like, kill me.
Okay.
And then Heir of Fire.
I do see what you're saying. Yeah. Kind of like that's all set up.
That was all set up. Now we know like everything is resting on her shoulders.
Okay.
Assassin's Blade takes us back. Then we pick up again at Heir of Fire, which is her across the seas.
Who knows that she, as the queen, is like the only one that can save it? It's like it is just known.
That's just like the theory. Like Terrason was like the strongest kingdom, and they had like the most like they loved the king and queen there. It was just like a kingdom of the ages, like what they want to be.
I should have been putting that together when we got the backstory on her that her parents were gone.
Her parents were murdered. A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
I was shell shocked by the last sentence of this book.
Right.
Let me read it to you. It's like bone chilling. And Chaol's obviously like, fuck me. Okay. Celaena Sardathian wasn't just in league with Aelin Ash River Galathinius. Celaena Sardathian was Aelin Ash River Galathinius, heir to the throne and rightful queen of Terrason. Celaena was Aelin Galathinius, the greatest living threat to Aderlin, the one person who could raise an army capable of standing against the king. Now, she was also the one person who knew the secret source of the king's power and who sought a way to destroy it. And this is Chaol, who's just kind of finding this all out. He just sent her into the arms of her strongest potential allies, to the homeland of her mother, the kingdom of her cousin, and the domain of her aunt, Queen Maeve of the Fae. Celaena was the long-lost queen of Terrason. Chaol sank to his knees.
So Chaol's the only one that knows right now.
He's the only one that knows, and he's like, shit, like she's gonna rise up against the king.
Right.
And now she has all the information that she needs
That's
about
why
these
Chaol's
keys.
like confusing me because
Yes, he's confusing.
he's like helping her, but also working for the king. Just like, I guess, like you said, just like so loyal.
He's just so blindly loyal that he's starting to learn like what's right and wrong through loving Celaena, but he's so blindly loyal that he's just going by that.
Chaol.
I know.
Like,
This book is about him, which is why everyone hates it.
but I think that would be like interesting
I
to
loved
see
it.
the backstory on him.
I loved it. Really loved it, Patrick. And you come to love him. You really do.
Oh, it's Chaol.
Yeah. Well, how would you say that?
Kale.
No, you wouldn't. You would not.
I did say Cole when I thought it was Chol.
I mean, I was doing Chaol
Chaol.
till like the last book when I heard his name pronounced on TikTok.
But how do you know they were pronouncing it right? Maybe you were right with
Oh,
Chaol.
SJM has said it out loud
Okay.
before.
Well, he's Chaol to you and
Yeah.
me, so.
And then after Assassin's Blade, we moved to Air of Fire, which was one of my favorite books because we meet the two characters that really carry us through the rest of the series with Aelin, Chaol, and Dorian. We meet
What are
Manon.
those?
We meet Manon, the witch from the Blackpeak clan.
Yeah.
And we meet Rowan, who Celaena's relationship status with Chaol is iffy when she moves across the seas. And then she meets a very powerful fairy named Rowan who
does some things.
who they begin to enemies to lovers.
I feel like of all these, I mean, obviously, I was hearing so much more about ACOTAR from you, but I feel like so far, the only name I remember you talking about in the moment was Dorian.
Let me show you Dorian.
Oh, I'd love to see.
I'll show you both of them. Dorian Haviliard.
Did you ever think about?
My God.
Did you ever think about naming Jonathan Rhys?
I did, but I didn't like. I couldn't see myself calling him Reese.
Oh well, yeah, Dorian's.
Like Dorian's so fucking hot.
Oh dear heavens!
Like, can the camera see that? Do you think? And then here's Chaol.
Yeah, Dorian's gorgeous, and
Oh God, whoever that is, that he should play Dorian. Chaol.
Chaol Westfall.
He's more of like. Oh yeah, he's hot too.
Oh dear heavens!
You like him better?
I like that one.
I like it a lot. I like the
different-
beat.
He looks like Shawn Mendes.
I like the beat. Yeah, I mean it's tough because like they're all hot. I will say the only one like I really wasn't drawn to who like becomes like the main guy is Rowan because he's doing long silver hair. He does cut it eventually.
Malfoy's dad.
Yes.
Is this
Celaena? No, I don't think. I think. Oh, maybe. Yeah, let's pull her up. And the transition to calling her Aelin was difficult.
Yeah.
That's her.
Okay, Queen.
Go off.
Give us that shoulder tilt.
Give us a little sugar. Anyway, that's the first two books. I'm not doing Assassin's Blade. But next time we talk about Throne of Glass, we'll dive into Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows.
I absolutely love it, Brooke.
That went better than I thought it would. Like I thought it was going to make no sense, but I feel like it.
No, I was following. I was scared there was going to be more connections with like ACOTAR jumping and crossing and weaving. That was going to confuse me.
Nope, just one connection in the last book. And it's so slight that you could almost miss it.
Did you get? I mean, obviously the big reaction was when she was the queen. But did you get chills when you found out she was Fae?
No, we knew there was something going on with her.
Okay.
Like there was always comments of like, there's no reason for her like to be this skilled, like this fast, this strong, like.
Well, oh yeah, and to be like called in to do the trials and everything.
Yeah,
like,
she had mentioned that like her great grandmother was Fae, so like it was not. Yeah, you knew she had some Fae blood in her. I don't think we knew that like she was like full sending it that hard.
Would you kill for some Fae blood?
Kill.
Totally.
But it's so interesting because like she's only like a quarter like Fae, actually, but like it really came through
Right.
into the
Really
bloodline.
important Fae.
Yeah, it really came through in her bloodline. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed that little Throne of Glass recap, books 1 and 2. And you know us, we will be back soon with some more ACOTAR and Throne of Glass synopses.
Thank you so much for having me,
Talk
Dee.
soon. Thanks for coming.
Love
you know
you.
how much I love you during these and in life in general.
Oh God, of course. Love you too.